guys, let's start this off here. Let's check out what is going on in markets here. Let's check if we have something we can trade here. Let's see how everything's moving. You got kind of a slow day today. Let's check also the rest of the okay, so on Wednesday we don't really have anything. Thursday we have GDP, Prelim GDP. Okay, so you got Prelim GDP, core PCE on Thursday. Right now expectations are to be somewhat neutral. Prelim GDP quarter for quarter higher than expected, so that's actually good for SPX and stocks, bad for Dixie here. But Dixie looks like it wants to move higher here, so obviously this thing is looking to run and rally. Okay, so today I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a recovery in Dixie. So SPX, we're looking for some type of sell setup, at least because I do see Dixie moving to the upside here, probably moving downward and then moving up. So with SPX specifically today, I do want to see a fill in that gap. Okay, do we have that small break of structure here? Yep, we do. Okay, so SPX, we do want to sell today. There's two sell setups here. I'm going to send out a signal right now. This is what I'm looking at primarily here as a sell setup. Okay, we're going to short right around this zone here. I'm looking at sells to enter around this specific zone. All right, to extend downward to the downside here, I'm looking at 1.8 or it's kind of what I'm looking at here. Okay, so I'm looking at sells at this specific zone. I am looking for a swipe of liquidity to the upside here. A high risk sell would come from, obviously, this place has already been mitigated. Probably right here. Already kind of mitigated here. Primarily what I'm looking at. Let me get this sell set signal here. Yeah, gold is a sell. I would sell gold. Gold is for sure a sell. Right at this specific sell zone. on the sell side, guys, right now, so you guys can take some trades here. Yeah, we want to go for at least over here. Let's see if this breaks downward, extends downward, because the first TP would be here. Extension TP would be right here. So let's see if this one actually does do that, or if it wants another swipe. If not, it's just going to fall and hit this zone here. Okay. Quick swing move on this aspect. Yeah, 80% already kind of distinguished here. This is what I'm looking at. Sell side right here. Yep. This is what I'm looking at, sending out some signals here. You might have an extension to the upside here if there's no mitigation. Like if this thing doesn't fill and mitigate, you might see one more extension with NOS to the upside. That extension would then what? That extension would then probably have it later in the week come back down. But yeah, just pay attention to how NOS reacts here. To be honest, it didn't break any type of range to the downside here. So because of that, it's technically not bearish, it's more bullish than anything. NOS is more bullish than bearish right now, guys. US 30 is more bearish. It looks like it's going to fill a gap. Russell's more bearish. But it looks like it's going to extend to the upside here. You see that? It'll come back, Russell. Probably later this week. This thing will extend. See that? Yeah, I'm looking at SPX sell setups here. So the SPX sell is coming for sure here. NAS, same thing. Gold, same thing. Looking for that sell setup here. We see some micro breaks of structure. We'll take some gold sells here, but I'm pretty confident we'll see it probably run to the upside first before you'll be surprised. NQ is ridiculously overbought. Interesting. Gold volatility hitting an all-time low. Will it mitigate the zone here from January? That's my question. Will it fully mitigate? Government bonds. The 10-year yield. Me expecting it to move higher. It actually gapped overnight. Interesting, right? Gapped. Kind of a good thing now. We know at least prices for sure are going to move to the upside to fill in that price discrepancy, right? We know that. I wanted to buy this the other week, oil specifically, but obviously when markets open, that buying zone completely expired here. And I'm looking to see, obviously you're going to get a fill, so this thing is going to rally to the upside. Oil's been very volatile since obviously everything with Trump, right? Let's take a look at Twitter here. The only way we'll get an insight is by looking at Twitter, right? Let's see what's happening with it. Interesting.
Is the illegal U.S.-Israeli military operations against Iran. Ceasefire as well as peace and stability in the Gulf region are the fundamental prerequisites to keep the international shipping route safe and unimpeded. Parties need to work together to promote de-escalation and prevent regional turmoil from having a greater impact on global economy and energy security. For disruptions to the passage through the Strait of Hormuz is the illegal U.S.-Israeli military operations against Iran. Ceasefire as well as peace and stability in the Gulf region are the fundamental prerequisites to keep the international shipping route safe and unimpeded. Parties need to work together to promote de-escalation and prevent regional turmoil from having a greater impact on global economy and energy security. For disruptions to the passage through the Strait of Hormuz is the illegal U.S.-Israeli military.
I don't know if this is real or fake.
Monday.
And Iran's supreme leader is calling for an end to U.S. military bases in the Gulf region, saying, quote, the hands of time will not turn back.
Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Ying's joining us now live from Tel Aviv with the very latest. Good morning, Trey.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. Overnight, the United States conducted airstrikes against southern Iran near the Strait of Hormuz. CENTCOM says these strikes were defensive in nature and went after mine-laying vessels along with a surface-to-air missile position. These were the first U.S. strikes that have targeted Iran since early May. A spokesperson for Iran's armed forces said any new aggression will be met with a far more severe response. The strikes come amid the backdrop of ongoing diplomatic efforts to reach an agreement between Iran and the United States. Overnight, President Trump laid out a condition that he has, saying on Truth Social, the enriched uranium nuclear dust will either be immediately turned over to the United States to be brought home and destroyed, or preferably in conjunction and coordination with the Islamic Republic of Iran, destroyed in place or at another acceptable location with the Atomic Energy Commission or its equivalent being witness to this process and event. Thank you for your attention to this matter. The other key issue has to do with the Strait of Hormuz. Secretary of State Marco Rubio reiterated the Trump administration position on this critical waterway during a gaggle today.
The straits have to be open. They're going to be open one way or the other. So they need to be open. What's happening there is unlawful, it's illegal, it's unsustainable for the world, it's unacceptable. That cannot happen. The straits need to be open, unimpeded, without tolls. And obviously that needs to happen immediately as soon as anything.
We're also tracking developments in the conflict between Israel and Iran.
The problem with this news here is I just don't know it's real. That's the problem here. Like with this bull crap, like I don't even know if that video is real or not. You know, and then some people say they reach a deal, they don't reach a deal. Probably when I go on Twitter, it's all over the place. All over the place. That's the problem here. It's all over the place. All I know is this: if the price of oil reaches over $100 a barrel, we have a problem, right? So we're at this mitigation zone. Let's see how this reacts here. Do I believe the price of oil will move higher? I do know that price of oil will mitigate here, but let's see if it stays above 100 a barrel, because if it does, the U.S. government cannot sustain over 100 a barrel. I personally am not trading oil. I don't want anything to do with it. Okay. I'm looking for sells on gold here later today at 10 a.m. I will strike. Let's look at USD CAD here. You're seeing some pull downs here with USD CAD. Mitigation. You'll probably see price come down here and then extend to the upside here. I had somebody get a 1 to 15 with this USD CAD call out. GU, let's look at GU here. I wanted to see more sells earlier last week. We didn't get that. Let's look at this here. What am I looking at with GU? This thing is in order flow. Constant order flow. I'm not really gonna call a signal here, but it looks like it's gonna sell off here just for a bet. It's an order flow, right? Breaks of structure. Looks like it's gonna create a lower low here soon, but I'm not gonna sell it. Let's see. Let's look at total cryptocurrency market cap. Let's look at this here. Let's look at how bad this is. No volume even located in here. That's interesting for crypto. Crypto might do one more run to the upside and then a fall. Bitcoin in my eyes is still a sell. And it's breaking structure. This is beautiful. I'm gonna put more sells on BTC. I'm already in profit, but it's time to start stacking even more sells here. BTC is beautiful. Why won't it let me add BTC? That's weird. All right, guys, I'm in BTC sells, BTC sells. NVIDIA, we're pushing to the upside. All right, guys, so gave out some gold sells here for today. We'll sell at 10 a.m. will execute as long as it holds that zone. SPX will sell probably at this zone here. But I'm gonna be selling gold for sure. I'm just waiting at 10 a.m. and waiting for it to strike my specific zone. So, other than that, what I'm kind of looking for, we'll give out one more BTC trade here. I mean, BTC, we've been at sells and we're still selling. I don't see this thing coming back anytime soon. I've been in sells in this. We've been selling since 82. Still. Okay. All right. Appreciate you guys.